What's with the negativity? We all go through those stages where we're in a bad mood about something, or we're worried or scared, and just maybe take it out on everybody. Us, our kids, everybody goes there sometimes. So, what's with that? The brain has a negativity bias, seeking out danger and negativity. It's like a heat seeking missile when it comes to negative thoughts. So the research says that it all goes back to evolutionary times. Our brain was programmed to protect us. Those who had the most sensitivity to danger were the ones who survived. So we have brought that along with us into the programming in our brain. It was physical survival. Now, for a lot of us, it's not so much physical survival anymore, it's emotional survival. When somebody says anything to us that feels threatening or risky, where do you go with that? Well, why did he say that? I didn't do anything wrong. And then we get into a bad mood, and that bad mood transmits itself to the people around us. Because if I'm upset about something, well, people around me are going to feel that. And what are they going to do with it? Well, they may get a little cranky or a little standoffish and say, whoa, I don't want to be around that. The thing is that emotionally, it doesn't always protect us. In fact, more often than not, it doesn't. So what it takes is a concentrated effort, an intense effort, when you recognize that you're there, to replace it with more positive thoughts. You can ask yourself what's being said or what happened. Is it true for me? And what would I rather be thinking and feeling? So that's the beginning of reprogramming your brain, getting more neural pathways in there. And at some point, the positive thinking pathways are going to take precedence over the negative thought patterns. The research also showed that in relationships, it takes 5 positive interactions with the person that you're worried about or who has triggered you in some way. It takes 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative interaction. So let's say this is about your children and they've done something wrong or they've disappointed you. Perhaps you say something that isn't quite kind. Oh, come on. Haven't you figured this out? The person who receives it, in this case your child, is going to hold on to that. The brain is going to say, danger, you're being threatened. So in order to counteract that, the research says you need 5 other positive interactions. Not necessarily about what happened, or it could be that you go back and you revisit it and say, hey, that was not my finest hour. So here's what I really meant to say. And you replace that with something that's a little more emotionally honest from you, something along the line, well, I get nervous when I see you veering off a little bit, and then I kind of take it out on you, and I'm really sorry about that. So that would be one thing that you can say. Another thing is just to recognize when they're doing good things. Hey, I noticed that. Or thanks for doing such and such, or you were really whatever today, something that's positive. It's not fake. You're relying on the facts. You're not just saying, oh, what a wonderful person you are. You're being more specific about that. So those positive interactions will kind of balance out and eventually take over the negative thought that went out there. So that's the negativity bias. It's programmed into us. We are going to have those reactions at times, whether they're internal or we actually voice them. They're going to happen. And I don't that we can ever prevent ourselves from having certain reactions and thoughts a little bit more easily, and maybe not wound the people in our world so much along the way.